Welcome to another tier ranking. Welcome to my tier ranking for Mr. Kevin Costner. I love me some Kevin Costner. Love him. I love his acting. I love his character work. I love him as a director. I love him in movies and television shows. And or he's a pretty swell guy in real life. Who knows? But I'm excited to do a tier ranking for all of Kevin Costner's movies that I have seen. I've seen all of his movies. I've pretty much seen most, all his big ones at least. And yeah, let's just do this. Let's have fun with this. Kevin Costner, great actor, been in a lot of great classics. Let's do it. S tier is the best. F tier is the worst. Let's start. Black and White. This is an interesting movie. I'm going B tier for Black and White. Fascinating film about color, about a white man with bringing in a daughter of color, but then the biological mother believes that she is entitled to the rights of the child, but he believes he's entitled to the rights of the child, and he also lost a child, and it's an interesting film about belonging and the right move in the right place for a child to live. Talks a lot about cultural aspects and everything, and it doesn't beat you over the head, and it doesn't give you a right or wrong answer. It gives you two sides, and it tells you, as the audience, which side you root for. The movie doesn't tell you who to root for, it lets you decide. And I think that's a very smart and clever way to do a story like this. There are cliches, there's some sappiness to it. It's not a perfect movie, but I think it's a good movie, and it's well done. And Dances with Wolves, B tier. Directed by Kevin Costner, did a great job. It's an iconic story. People know it. It's been ripped off to death. A little long and a little cliched, but still solid flick. The Postman, not very good. Silverado is an S tier for me. If you all know my videos, you'll see a little mini poster of Silverado. To me, this is like one of the most ultimate action adventure western films. Like what I love in a western, Silverado brings it. The fun characters, the gritty villain, the swashbuckling action, team camaraderie, story. I love these characters. I love Scott Glenn, Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, Danny Glover, Jeff Goldblum. I love everybody so much in this movie, and I always have a blast watching it. Man of Steel did a whole DCEU ranking. I put it in the C, so that makes sense, right? Tin Cup. That's an A tier. I love Tin Cup. This is a golf movie, and I love Chili Pepper. Come on now. About this guy who has his own golf range, and he wants to compete professional golf, and he's got his caddy played by Cheech Marin. It's also like a love story between him and Rene Russo. Love this movie. It talks a lot about the realism of playing golf, like professionally, and it's also just a really good love story. So yeah, I love Tin Cup. Open Range. This movie is so fucking underrated. I'm teetering an A or an S. I'll go A. This is a fantastic movie, though. I don't know, was this directed? I think this might have been directed by Kevin Costner as well. Don't quote me on that, but I love this movie. I love the story. The entire third act is one of my favorite third acts to a Western. I love the atmosphere, the music, I love the pacing, and I love how subtle this movie is too. I adore this movie. It is one of the most underrated westerns of all time. Oh dear, 3 Days to Kill. That terrible. I remember saw that in theaters when it came out, and I hated it. Highwayman with him, Woody. It was okay. It's a Netflix movie. It's a silly little Netflix movie. Draft Day, another underrated movie. Kevin Costner's got a lot of these great underrated gems. I fucking love Draft Day. This movie is so good. It talks all about what goes on with the managers and the owners during the NFL draft. I love it. It's all about the statistics of players and the backstabbing and all the negotiations and contracts. And even if you're not a fan of football, the movie's not just it's not really about football. It's all about business, statistics, and like player interaction. Like it's all about these different things, and it's the most interesting movie. I love the whole cast, but Kevin Costner shines in this movie as the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. He's great in this movie. Field of Dreams, gotta go A tier as well. That's a classic baseball movie. You know, build it and they'll come. Come on now, Shoeless Joe, man. Okay, here we go. Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. I'm not a fan. I know there are people that are fans. They're a fan of this movie. I'm not a fan. I like the Jack Ryan movies. This is my least favorite one. Seriously, I really don't like it. I love Hunt for October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger. I even enjoy some of the Sum of All Fear. But this one is such a boring piece of crap movie. This is just as bad as like season 3 of the Jack Ryan show. Molly's Game, even though he's not very big in it, but he's very crucial in his scenes. A tier. Love Molly's Game. Bull Durham. Bull Durham is my favorite baseball movie of all time. I think this is a perfect baseball film. How they do baseball sequences and just the comedy is just so funny. And it's also based on a true story. The Untouchables. I'll go A tier as well. This is another one. I love him as Elliot Ness. Love Sean Connery. Love De Niro as Al Capone. Such a good movie. Let Him Go. Really great movie. It's another underrated movie that came out in 2020. Fantastic. Oh boy. A Message in a Bottle. That's a Nicholas Sparks one. Y'all know how I feel about Nicholas Sparks. What is this one again? Oh, A Perfect World. I know this. Yeah, okay. B tier. This is the kidnapping story about Kevin Costner who kidnaps this young boy, but then kind of builds like a father-son relationship with him. The movie is a bit odd sometimes, but it's a really underrated movie directed by Clint Eastwood. No Way Out. I'll go B as well. Really good movie. Him, Gene Hackman. The movie is like a good, solid spy thriller, but the ending, what a good ending. Criminal. Ugh. Piece of shit. The Guardian. The Guardian is. I don't think it's. The movie could have been good if maybe Ashton Kutcher was not in this movie. I think he really wrecks the movie. The movie's also like kind of like a been there, done that story. It's overly sappy and melodramatic, and just I don't know. I was never a fan of this movie. Mr. Brooks, piece of shit. Dragonfly, piece of shit. Rumor has it, piece of shit. 3,000 Miles of Graceland, piece of shit. I know I'm like knocking on Kevin Costner, but I fucking hate all these movies. They're all below a 5 out of 10 sort of movies. But now we get to JFK. JFK has an A tier right there. All-star cast. Come on, you got Kevin Costner, Tommy Lee Jones, Gary Oldman, like really great. Oliver Stone's direction. This movie is just amazing. All about the conspiracy and finding out what happened to John F. Kennedy. Amazing film. The Gunman. The Gunner, sorry. This is The Gunner, actually, yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Wyatt Earp. Tombstone is better. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Holy shit, I fucking love this movie. I know people are gonna judge me. I don't give a flying fuck. Fucking S tier. Love this movie. Such a fun and entertaining movie. Some people might not like it at all. I love Kevin Costner as Robin Hood. I love Alan Rickman as Sheriff Nottingham. Love Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater. What's her name? Mary Elizabeth. Not Mary Elizabeth. What the fuck's her name? Is it Mary Menestrano? Or the chick from Color of Money and The Abyss? That girl. She's great. This whole movie, it's great. I love it. It's one of my favorite Robin Hood movies. This and the Errol Flynn one of my favorites. McFarlane USA, B tier. Okay, Swing Vote, I'm going B as well. I kind of enjoy Swing Vote. I think it's a pretty underrated film about this guy, and he is the sole vote to pick the presidency. This is such a fascinating story. And he is neither a Democrat or a Republican, and he doesn't want to vote for either of them. The real root of the story is for him to be a better father and everything. And I love that it's a story about a centrist, and you never get stories about that. You get movies that are left wing or right wing, but this movie is right in the middle, and I love it. There's some corniness and stupidity in it, but I enjoyed it. The Bodyguard, overly sappy, a little silly, but it's alright. Company Man, it's alright. 13 Days. This movie is it's another JFK movie about the 13 days they had to deal with, John F. Kennedy had to deal with the Cuban Missile Crisis. This movie really shows what they all had to go through during that time period. What a brilliantly crafted film. Such a good film. Waterworld, D tier. It's an F, but it's silly, so a D. Alright, let's sort them out. Bull Durham, Silverado, Robin Hood. These are my favorite Kevin Costner movies. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not saying they're the best Kevin Costner movies of all time. That's not what I'm saying. They're just my favorites. When I think of like my favorite Costner movies that he's been in, I think of Bull Durham. I think of Robin Hood. I think of Silverado. And I think of the A tier films as well. And for A tier, I'm going Open Range. Then I gotta go 13 Days. Then JFK, Draft Day, Field of Dreams, Tin Cup, Untouchables, Field of Dreams, Tin Cup, Molly's Game, because he's not in it too much. For the B tier, I'll go No Way Out, Let Him Go, Dances with Wolves, McFarlane USA, Swing Vote, Black and White, Perfect World. For the C tier, I'll go The Company Men, Wyatt Earp, The Gunner, come on, The Bodyguard, Man Steel Highway Man. For the D tier, I'll go Message in a Bottle, Postman, Waterworld, Guardian, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. And for the shitty ones, I'll go 3,000 Miles to Graceland, Rumor Has It, 3 Days to Kill, Criminal Mr. Brooks, Dragonfly. There we go. So there we go. That was my Kevin Costner tier ranking movies. So let me know in the comments below what is your favorite and least favorite Kevin Costner movie. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.